my gosh, I could not wait to get home so that I could post this. This is going to be so juicy. LeAnn Rums checks into rehab, but it's not really rehab because it's not for an addiction. You're addicted to Twitter. You know, it has, the little bird has its tongue in your ear and is tweeting you in the night, and you just can't help it because you need all of us to know how in love you are. He wants me, he wants me. Hey, everybody, it's been 5 minutes and he still wants me. You know, you both protest too much, right? Happy people aren't sitting there glued to their devices any more than step-parents are glued to their devices tweeting all day. How can you look at your device and keep an eye on the children? You can't, especially if you have a frickin' margarita in your hand. I gotta take my shoes off. Put on my flip-flops because I'm about to get comfortable. Yeah, how are you supposed to, win Mother of the Year? Aren't those adorable? Since I'm being a witch, ooh, I'm wearing my witch shoes. Living right, the way LeAnn Rums is not living. Okay, where was I? If you are incessantly tweeting, then you're not having a good time. You're not getting laid, and you're not watching the children, and you're illustrating how unhappy you secretly are inside. Are you trying to convince us, or are you trying to convince you? Think about it. If you really wanted us to believe how happy you were instead of just making that little Brandy Glanville, and I don't have a dog in this hunt, I don't watch that show. If she called me, I would have no idea it was her voice. Now, Judge Judy, I'd know. Little Glanville chick, no. But I have more respect for another woman. We've all been hit on by married dudes before, and you know what you say is, I have more respect for a woman I've never met than to do that to her. So it's a shame. Or I've been known to say, oh, we're going out to dinner? We'll call her and make sure she's okay with it. Let me go find her. Hey, is 6:30 all right? Your husband just asked us out. And that's how women behave. Or if you are so absolutely in love that you just can't stand it, then do the right thing. Break up with the person first, the person you're married to, and don't go home and sleep with them in the same bed every night. Even if you have to, there are just more skillful ways to handle it. And I didn't have a problem with LeAnn Rums one way or another. I'll listen to country music every now and then, but I'm more of a Foo Fighters pretender. I like Chromeo and love Live at Daryl's House. Love it. It's almost, I wish I could just fake a sickness so I could go to Live at Daryl's house. I would want to go see John Mayer. Okay, but I'm so off topic. Back to LeAnn. Girl, you did it to yourself. You know what would make people like us not dislike you is if you said, this is what happened and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Brandy, I'm sorry to you. I'm going to not try to glom all over your kids and make them mine. They have a mother. You're their mother. I know my place. And I'm so glad that you were willing to work with me, even though the scandalous way I behaved, I can't even believe I did it either. But I guess I just fell so madly in love. This hat's hot as shit. I guess I just fell so madly in love with this man that I lost my damn mind. How much would you have to be in love with somebody to do that to somebody? You'd have to love the shit out of them because, you're ruining your career, you're cheating on your spouses, and you're doing all this for what? It better be some real love. But my mother always said the man who marries his mistress leaves a job opening. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if all of the people who have sent her hateful tweets, and she's such a freaking easy target. I kind of went there myself a couple of times. Just saying things like, you want me to call you a wambulance? Quit whining, Chardonnay. Really? What did you expect? If you make decisions like that, to me, my rights end where your rights begin. I don't care if you're gay. As long as you're not inviting me up in the bed between you, y'all can thank me not to have an opinion about your personal lives. And why am I even thinking that about you? We don't even know each other. So my rights end where your rights begin. But what she did had a mortality rate that went far beyond her career. I guess I'm going to sit and fuck with my hair this whole... Okay, so Curb Records has become a metaphor that nobody wants. And then Eddie's going to eventually kick her to the curb after Curb has kicked her career to the curb, even harder than she kicked her own career to the curb. And I want to know, when is it going to be her fault? When is it going to be her fault? I mean, any time that she tries to justify herself, it's never an apology. And if it is an apology, there's a but after it. Like, I'm so sorry for the way things happened, but I don't, something about she doesn't regret the result. Well, you know what? I just don't really think I'd have said that out loud. But I will say this out loud, because this is going to be her biggest problem. They're not going to be married for too much longer, and because you can't love somebody who's clingy. I mean, she's in not rehab, but freaking Bellevue, and in the meantime, he's taken off. He's like, shit, you know, kind of getting things back, taking down his little. She probably gave him Chinese foot binding. His little legs are probably all teeny tiny, and he's trying to see if he can massage him back into working again, like some dirty, rotten scoundrel shit. I mean, he is probably checking into the hospital for respiratory therapy because she's smothering him. Or as my little friend says, smothercating. But, LeAnn, girl, you're never going to get better until you start becoming an advocate of yourself and owning up to your situation in an honest way. And I don't know, how about y'all think she should start watching My Name is Earl episodes so she can kind of understand how to try to piece back all the damage she's done? I mean, she's not Hitler, but she's so smug. And the soccer games, fuck off home. Those are their kids. What are you doing sitting... are you trying to just erase her and take over her spot? Because, honey, you'd be a grease spot out in that soccer field. You showed up. That's not something you need to be involved in. You can go to, like, a graduation where there's a big wad of people and she doesn't have to negotiate looking at you, ruining every major event they have. By God, you can just go in there real quietly. If you're really there for the child, stick your head in real quietly. Don't call the paparazzi. Put on a really bad wig and a fat suit. I mean, if they can make Gwyneth Paltrow look like that for Shallow Hal, you can't manage that. And get out of their lives in that regard, because that's what's so unseemly about your behavior. You've not just the salaciousness of what you did, but the flagrance by which you just flaunt it, if that's not too much alliteration for you. And back off. Get off Twitter. Get yourself some help. Hop out of Brandy's ass and hop out of Eddie. Just hop out of him. He was probably sick of carrying that suppository around, you know. Jump out of him. Because you can't respect somebody who kisses your ass, in the immortal words of Ferris Bueller. And I will say this before I go. Eddie, get out of there, because you in danger, girl. LeAnn, we love you.